Hi, my name is Janet Wright, and I am an energy reader and healer, and this is another video about wax. Wack is spelled W-H-A-C-K, and if you haven't watched my first video about wax, that would probably help, so you'd know what I'm talking about. But so this video is, I guess quick and dirty if you just can't be bothered to watch the first one and you feel like you kind of already know. A whack is when somebody throws energy at you, and it may or may not impact your own energy field. So this video is about how to be more whack-proof. So say you have somebody in your life, maybe in your work world or your genetic family of origin, whatever you want to call it, your birth family, like say it's a sibling or a parent, and they just have, internal imbalances to the point where they are hostile. Maybe verbally and obviously, or maybe not verbally and obviously, but you just can tell, you just feel so torn up after you've communicated with that person. So the thing is, you could move, I read a bunch of people, and, a lot of times people's first reaction to, somebody whacking them at work is, okay, well, I'll just quit my job and that'll fix that problem. And, yeah, maybe that particular coworker won't bother whacking you anymore once you don't work there. But are you honestly never going to find another person that whacks you? No. Of course you're going to find people that whack you. And so if you can't handle, the energy self-defense aspects of that, then the universe might, give you another lesson and present you with yet another person who whacks you. So it's nice to learn the lesson the first time, and get good at something, rather than like running away and pretending like that's the only time you'll ever see that issue. Also, if it's a family member or a sibling, or say, say if you're divorced and, your ex, and you share kids with them, you're always going to be on that person's radar because you share custody and you have to communicate because of the children, blah, blah, blah. So you can't just, pretend that this doesn't exist. It's going to be an ongoing issue. If they're hostile towards you now, unless they get some serious therapy or something, they'll probably be hostile towards you 3 years from now. So thinking about how can you be more whack-proof, is nice, because they might, whack you pretty much, once a week for the rest of your life, maybe, and if you're whack-proof then, or relatively whack-proof, that's nice. It's a lot more relaxing and safe for you energetically. So, like I said, there are two different things. One thing is the whack, where someone's throwing energy at you, right? But the other is, does it really impact your space? Because if you really resist this person, you judge them, and your aura is just really stagnant, and it's got all of this baggage in it, that whack is going to do some serious damage. It could like cut through a whole bunch of layers of your aura. It could even cut through all the layers of your aura and like blow up one of your chakras. And then you'd feel like incredibly screwed up, But, of course the good news is a chakra is not like an antique Ming vase or something. You can always recreate your chakras. With your angel's help, or just with a visualization, or just with an intention, like, okay, I need to recreate all of my chakras right now because I know a couple of them are blown up, or just do it in your sleep, just say, okay, angels, help me, to rebuild my energy and my chakras in my sleep, because I know there's some serious damage, So being whack-proof has to do with, your own wellness, your own stability. It doesn't have to do with forcing this person to stop whacking you at all. Like, for example, I would recommend you don't even tell that person, don't be like, you're whacking me, stop whacking me, because chances are that person has no idea what you're talking about. And now they're going to be like, yeah, and you're insane, and you've just compounded the issue by, bringing up something that they're really not ready to understand, and they're really not, the reason they're whacking is because of some deeper internal imbalance. So it's not something that's going to be fixed by some angry confrontation. If anything, they'll whack you more after that. So grounding, neutrality, non-judgment, and healing yourself on a regular basis and clearing your own baggage on a regular basis is how you're more wack-proof. So then your aura will be really flowing, and there won't be like these stagnant, solid energy blocks everywhere. So then if they whack you, it might actually do like 0 damage. That is possible. Like say for example, a whack is like, like say this is like a metaphor for a metaphorical image for a whack. It's like, this is a pen, right? Which is kind of pointy. So say this whack is coming towards you, right? If your aura is really solid, like an apple maybe, with all this baggage, if this goes really fast, you can make a gash in the apple, right? But if your aura is like flowing, like a waterfall, and there's all this downward movement and your grounding is flowing downward, and you consistently, go within, through meditation or energy healing, or some other like creative endeavor that centers you and balances you, like yoga, or for some people, like drawing, or some kind of a sewing or something is a related behavior that can be very centering and sort of kick start your self-healing energy. For some people, journaling is like that. But anyway, if you take care of your aura through one way or another, then your aura is like flowing, kind of like a waterfall, right? So if this pen was like hurling at a waterfall, it would just go right through all the water, and there would be no damage to the waterfall, right? The water would just go, it'd be nice and flowy. And so this hard, piece of hate, would make no impact at all on the flowing water or your chakras. It would just be like, do, nothing happened. So that's the basic concept, and to stay flowing like that, you have to do regular self-care, practice non-judgment. So, that's sort of the kicker, you can't get stuck and rigid about people that are hostile towards you. Like say, one of your siblings hates your guts, or one of your parents, maybe doesn't hate your guts, but has a lot of repressed anger issues and a lot of, like kind of a dominant sort of a vibe, and they get really bossy and pissed off. They may be whacking you, or somebody at your work, or, whatever, right? So you can't get stuck yourself and be like, oh, they shouldn't whack me. That's so wrong. They're stupid. They're just dumb and blah, 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 blah. Because that's a judgment. That's a space of judgment. And so that kind of hardens up your energy field. And so then the whack comes and makes a big old tear in your aura. So, if you're flowing, if you practice your non-judgment, which is your 6th chakra, I have some videos on non-judgment, 6th chakra. But anyway, if you don't judge that person, if you just understand that person has imbalances internally, like we all do, and the effect of those imbalances is for them to throw energy at you, then, you're just not, you're in a more flowing place with it, and you're much more likely to be wack-proof. So maybe that whack comes and it only makes a gash in your 7th layer, in the outermost layer of your aura, as opposed to like this massive gash in all your chakras and blowing up your throat chakra, like maybe it's just this little dent in your aura that you can, with your self-care, just kind of pop right out and be cool. So I hope that helps. That's the basic idea. And again, I hope it's clear that, if you know that someone whacks you on a regular basis, confronting them does not fix it, and judging them and trying to invest yourself in them stopping is a dependent behavior. If you just let go, you know, karma takes care of everybody. So if somebody is really hostile and, you know, mean on an energy level, that's negative karma for them. So it's not your job to change them. Do you see what I'm saying? It's your job to stay healthy, you know, and, you know, work your non-judgment, work, you know, your body, mind, spirit wellness. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you can't stop every person in the world who's going to whack you, you know? I mean, even me, you know, like, I mean, not even me, like I'm some saint, you know, I'm not. But like with these videos, they're free videos about self-healing. But, you know, I've even got 1 or 2 people trying to whack me about these videos. You know, it's like, really? A free video about spirituality? Are you kidding? You know, but they'll be like, you laugh too much. Ah! You know? And, you know, and if I get into like some kind of a psychic battle with that person, their whack is going to cut through my aura, and that wastes my time and energy, you know? So I just understand that, you know, they have repressed anger, and, you know, my laughter to them reminds them of some, you know, maybe somebody at school who used to mock them, you know, and so they're confused. They're projecting their childhood, you know, misery onto me, and making me some huge villain, and therefore attacking me on an energy level. You know, and that's not my problem. You know, if I can just not judge that person and understand, wow, that person has a lot of anger, you know, to be furious at somebody just for their joyfulness, you know, and, you know, and I just let go of that as an issue. It's not my karma to change that person, you know, it's definitely my choice to delete their comment and ban them from my YouTube channel. But other than that, you know, I just practice non-judgment with it. And, you know, I mean, okay, maybe I'll like, you know, like, kind of, you know, be like, are you kidding me? For like 2 minutes, you know? But then, you know, I'll get my center with it and just, you know, clear it and move on. So anyway, I hope that helps, to just bring up that idea about being more wack-proof, being in a state that is more flowing and non-judgmental, so that, you know, if and when, basically, it's not if, it's when somebody, you know, subconsciously throws some energy at you, that it, you know, possibly makes 0 damage, or, you know, maybe just a teeny bit of damage that you just naturally clear with your self-healing. Okay, so bye.